All right, you all. As always, this is for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Special shout out to the 92 and the 77 or 80% respectively. Happy MLK Day. Let's community. Okay, so finally managed to get some amount of sleep, and I'm catching up on news, but I figured I'd chime in and give you some updates. A lot to talk about. The return of zombie TikTok. We'll touch on that. I don't know if I'm going to touch here and then follow it up on fan base and the tube that is you. We'll see. But more to follow. For now, let's stay focused on this update from Ground News. Great app, by the way, in case you're interested. They're reporting from various news sources that President Joe Biden has pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, and members of the House committee that investigated the January 6 attack on the Capitol. The pardons were issued to prevent potential revenge by the incoming administration following Trump's warning of an enemies list. Biden stated that the pardons should not be seen as an acknowledgement of wrongdoing, emphasizing the exceptional circumstances. He has set, President Biden that is, has set a presidential record for pardons and commutations, including commuting the sentences of almost 2,500 people convicted of nonviolent drug offenses. Now that is a dose of atonement. As some of you may know or remember, he was instrumental in the crime bill that landed a lot of nonviolent drug offenders into the criminal justice system and into long-term incarceration. So this commutation, some view it as at least a step towards atonement. Hey, good for him. And even better for those 2,500 folks who are getting those commutations. And may they find their integration into society in whatever way, shape, or form a little bit less burdensome. So today's MLK Day. So again, happy MLK Day. And however you choose to navigate this day, because there's a lot going on, hope you're navigating it with some level of serenity, internal serenity, because that's where it all begins. Now, if you're able to do some service of some kind to help others, that's excellent as well. So thank you for that. Let's also remember that the LA fires, although things have simmered down quite a bit, is still a factor. Folks in LA are still impacted. Let's keep an eye on Altadena, California, right? One of the minority neighborhoods, 80+% minority property owners. Let's keep an eye on that. I did do a segment on resources available and also some legalities to be mindful of that a few other commentators touched on, but I'm gonna have to reload it and fine tune it. So we'll see. Maybe it'll get done today, maybe not. Let's offer each other every bit of grace we can for today. Now, Zombie TT is back, right? And many of us have already realized that Zombie TT has received some modifications, and maybe those modifications were already there and we just didn't pay attention to them, or some were like in that intersection. But that said, it is important to look at diversifying your platforms, diversifying your footprint. Excellent apps such as Spill and Fanbase are both Black owned. Check them out. I will aim to do a little walkthrough of the app Spill. I'm still getting familiar with it. I downloaded a while ago and did the basics, but I'm only like really reintroducing myself to it, really, especially out of all that's been going on. And I'm definitely working to understand and better navigate fan base. Please don't sleep on that. Fan base is the deal. Plus, we can be stakeholders. Spill, I don't know about the stakeholder part, but it is minority owned. Check it out yourself. Do your own research as always. But just like with diversify investments, diversify stock portfolio, whatever type of investment you have, even your 401k it's not all in one location. Hopefully it's not. Let's really focus on diversifying our platforms. I've seen different content providers talk about how their situation, their life situation was going to be greatly impacted because of what happened with the original TT. Zombie TT is back, and it still has some useful, resources. But that said, you have other platforms. Start building your communities, migrating your communities to those other platforms, so that even if one platform, encounters a rough patch or a glitch, you can just tell your audience, hey, all right, I'll meet you all up on Spill. I'll meet you all up on Fanbase. Now, there are other platforms, but, as many of you, I think we're of one accord that, some of those we kind of just have to keep at bay. Many of us are back on TT, and I think Zombie TT, that is. I don't think any new folks can get on there, or if you deleted the original, that you can get back into it. I'm not sure if it's back on the app stores yet. But that said, this offers an opportunity. There's still some useful resources here, even on Zombie TT. But make no mistake about it, this is Zombie TT. In whatever shape or form, it has reformatted itself, doing its offline hours. Take this time, reconnect with community, and then also invite your communities to, community on other platforms, so that there's diversity, so that you're not restricted to just one and feel subservient to it, really. Let's really give that some thought. Listen, there are content providers out there with like thousands, millions of following. And I get it. It may take some more steps to migrate to other platforms and to have to actively use those platforms. But if you have millions and thousands, that means you've made an investment in this community as well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, whether it's one member of the community, we each find our tribe. And I'd rather find my tribe and it be my tribe than, just folks willy-nilly, so to speak. Right? But however that, whether your number is 1 + 1 or 1,000,000 + 1, diversify your community platforms so that it also stands as a leveraging, right? Because we see the writing on the wall as what was attempted with TT, now Zombie TT. When you have diversified platforms, okay, so they decide to screw it one, you'd be like, okay, well, I got 2-3 other ones. And we can make it more challenging for those who wish to stifle our growth process. We don't have to make it easy for them. We can empower ourselves, empower members of our community, so that no one feels restricted and no one feels limited, especially in these days and times. And I'm speaking from a Gen X perspective. All right. So food for thought, more to come. Nonetheless, happy again MLK Day. Special shout out to the 92 and the 77%. Again, as above, so below. Namaste, I say.